Hey guys, it's Amanda, and today I am going to give you the 2017-2018 recap that you probably didn't ask for. Okay, so at the end of 2018, I was going to post my last video of 2018 as what I learned throughout the year, all of that good stuff, but I didn't get around to it, so yeah, here we are. I've been wanting to do kind of like a where I was video for the longest time, and I just never really got around to it because I just wanted to put out other content. I didn't really want to go backwards, but I figured what better way to start the new year with my new camera, by the way, talking about where I was for that time span, kind of recapping 2017, 2018, and what was really going on, and maybe it'll be inspirational to somebody or something, I don't know. Anyways, so when I first started YouTube, it was 2016, it was after my car accident, and I really wanted to start it up mostly because I wanted to tell my story. It was an outlet for me, definitely. I was home from work. I had not much else to do. Obviously, Jacob still had to go to work and all that stuff. And I really couldn't do much else. So what did I do but pick up my phone camera in the crappy butt quality of filming it this way, even after my brother so nicely told me that that's not how you do it. But I started putting out different things. There was a lot of exciting things going on that year, even though there was a lot of like tragedy. I had my wedding. We had like our Jack and Jill. Like everything involved with the wedding was like super exciting. And I loved posting. I think I did a DIY. I did the pie in the face for the fiance thing. Just a lot of cool different things. And I was just experimenting at the time. And I had the time to do it, so why not? And then there was a lot of other things I posted about, like my thyroid cancer, and it really means a lot to me because I look back and I see that those videos have a lot of views, so I hope that they were helpful to somebody, and I'm glad that those ones that I really poured myself into, I mean, not necessarily with editing and all that stuff, but actually like telling my story, I hope that that helped somebody out there because that was really the point. So moving into 2017, I had a lot of hopes for myself. I know I was starting to do my weight loss vlogs. I was posting 2 videos a week in the beginning, and that time was also easier to post because it was around the time of my hematoma surgery. If you haven't heard about that, I will post that up here too. But I had a lot of time because, again, I was out of work. So then as the year progressed, I went back to work. Jacob started school. I started school. There was just a lot going on, and it really cut out time to post YouTube videos. It just didn't sit at the top of my priority list. And even though in the back of my mind I'd be like, oh, I want to post something, oh, I want to post something, I didn't make the time to film. I didn't have the time to edit. I think that was at the time where I had to get a new editing software, so I just like didn't want to learn. I was just being very, very stubborn about it. And then Jacob was working at a place where they make concrete, so it was he has asthma, so it was very like harmful to his lungs, and he ended up having asthma attacks or like getting sick all the time, and he ended up losing that job, which was really detrimental to us because with the car accident and everything, we had so many medical bills and everything was just piling up, it felt like. So we made the really hard decision to move in with my in-laws, his mom. And I think that that really got us back on our feet again. But the hard thing about it was, like, I was thinking to myself that I would have more time to dedicate to maybe YouTube or like do something creative, but the internet wasn't really great there. I didn't have a lot of good lighting, good space, and my mindset just was really, really crappy. Like, I was upset that we had to move out of our apartment that we spent most of our relationship in. I mean, I knew we weren't going to be there forever, but the circumstances were not how I ever wanted to leave. I had gained a lot of weight because I was just miserable, and I just decided, you know, one thing that makes me happy is just being able to do whatever I want, like eat whatever I want, and not worry about, you know, like the dieting culture and stuff, because my mindset with that has always been kind of unhealthy. When I was trying to lose weight, I feel like I always pressured myself so much, and I just didn't want that pressure. So I gained a lot of weight, and then that is when I also found out that I had PCOS, so that was a whole other thing. And that video is coming. I did actually film it, but it was just not good quality, so I was not putting that out to you guys. So I promise that'll definitely be my next video. I had to leave the class that I was a part of because I switched back to my old job, which was definitely a good decision for me in a long run. It was more stable, it was 40 hours, but it was hard for me because I did like working with kids, and I did like my class a whole lot. So that was hard. It was a good change, but it was a hard change. And it was just very difficult for Jacob to keep a job. We were just having a really hard time adjusting, and there was no time for YouTube in that space, unfortunately. So everything that I had been working for kind of felt like it went downward, and I went downward, and like my mindset went downward, and I was having such a hard time. And it was really hard for me to get out of that space. So the next thing that we ended up doing was we actually switched which in-laws we were living with. His dad has a house, whereas his mom and her husband live in a trailer, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was just they had a very tiny space, and we were always in their space, and they were used to living alone, and we were used to living alone, and so it was just not the right place for us. It was for the time, and like I'm so thankful for that, but we had to move forward. So we moved in with them. It was a little closer to Jacob's job. It was still about the same amount of time from where we are now, which is where my work is, and it was just a better fit. We were able to do more things that we need to, and that's when I started putting out YouTube videos again, because the internet was a little better there, because they weren't out in the middle of nowhere. So that's where I was with that. That's when I put out the Miranda Sings makeup tutorial. But even then, I still was just trying to get back into it. I wasn't really invested. I didn't really know what I wanted to film. So it was still very sporadic. Finally, once I joined It Works, we were able to make a little bit of extra income. We were able to save a little bit, and we had the opportunity to move above where I work in the apartment up there. My boss, it became available, and she offered it to me. So the price was right, and we definitely took it. So even though I had just started doing all of these new things, I also had to move, get all of our stuff out of storage, set everything up again, and it was just another adjustment period. But things slowly got better and better. My health was getting better. I was losing weight again. I found products that I loved. I was meeting a lot of new people through this business, talking to a lot of new people, and things started to look a lot more positive. And then, as you saw, I started putting out YouTube videos again. I went on a cruise with my best friend Amanda, and the rest you know. So I think what this past few years have taught me is that no matter what you have going on in your life, it is only temporary. The good, the bad, it's all temporary. So you have to take it with a grain of salt and just let whatever the circumstances are be a part of how you're growing as a person. Try to be as positive as you can, and if you're not happy with your situation, you have to be the one to take hold and change it. And that was something really hard for me to learn in these past few years, because I was in a really dark, negative place, and I'm a fairly positive person. And, I've been through a lot of things that I thought should have made me so much more dark and negative, and it only took the smallest thing. So just remember that no matter where you are in life, you can always change that. Be positive, let it strengthen you, and yeah, So that's where I was, and this year I plan to film, put out content a lot more. Okay guys, so basically what happened at this point is my camera apparently stopped filming. But it was the end of the video. All I was going to say is if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. I'm planning on getting out more content this year, like I said. So hit that bell for notifications and leave a comment below if you want to see anything specific. Alright, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!